Hey guys, hey! Welcome to the channel. Talk It Up with
Sydney and Jerry.
Yes,
I wasn't ready
Jerry.
for that. So we didn't upload the freestyle music, yes, of the concert. It's still on my phone. Been a little busy with work and everything like that.
Yeah.
But we got into the conversation of clubs. You know, growing up as a Gen X, 80s and 90s, even early 2000s, there were clubs.
Yes, they were.
You would stand online at 10 o'clock at night, maybe 11 o'clock, and, you know, make your way into the club, and you would be there till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
You'd go there, and then they also had after clubs. Remember?
Yeah.
There were clubs you go into, and you come out, it'd be
Daytime, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, we don't really see them anymore. It's lounges now.
They're lounges.
There are some bars if you're in the New York City area, and I sound a little nasal because...
He's finally recovering. I'm all 100%.
Yeah, this whole cold thing's got to stop with the kids coming home. It just really sucks. But, yeah, you would go out, and then you would have the after-hour eat. You know, like, I remember for us on Broadway, it was Big Nick's.
Yes.
You would go there, and everybody from wherever club they were coming from, sometimes you recognize some of the people, they were there.
I remember what I used to order all the time.
What was your dish?
Monte Cristo.
Yeah, that was, what was that? Waffles,
It's
Swiss ham and eggs?
Yep.
It's like this whole platter thing.
Yeah. That's
First
what
of all,
I could eat.
you didn't even finish all the food, really, because you were hungry from the club, but not to finish it. Then you would just take the rest home
You would
and
take
eat
home.
it like at
You looked
mid-morning.
like a hot mess. But you weren't the only one. Because
Everybody was.
There were other tables there, and you could tell they were club people because the girls' makeups were all a hot mess.
Yeah.
They were all dressed up.
You're talking like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, easily, 5.
Yeah.
Just before the sunrise. Yeah.
And
so, yeah, and then you said for that brief moment, they called out some of the clubs from back in the day.
Yeah, they had this, I think it was like an intermission, you know, like they probably were setting up behind the stage. So on the screen, they threw out this like video, and they started calling like 1018, Palladium, Roseland. They were throwing them out there, and they were showing people dancing, and then they started throwing out DJs, like, and I'm talking about DJs, like known DJs, like Jelly Bean Benitez, what was it, Jelly Bean?
Yeah, Louis Vega, Funk Master Flex, which was there.
Which surprised, it wasn't even on the paper.
He said there was a surprise.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been maybe Little Vega. I don't know.
We didn't even think it was going to be Funk Master Flex. We thought it was Little Louis Vega.
But it makes sense because he was at another event just a week before.
Yes.
He was in the city at what's called City Winery. If you haven't gone there, it's really great.
Yeah, I remember because you were like, hey.
And yeah, it was one of those where it came up and there were still tables. Because the tables are really small at this place.
This place is
so
cool.
if you want a single table just for you and your significant other, try to get tickets early. Otherwise, they have tables that fit 4 people, but
they sit everybody close together.
Well, not even the table itself. It's small.
Yes.
You know.
We went last year and we saw Sheila E.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
Yeah. And so I think it was great that they had him there and stuff like that from I guess the other event. But
the crowd went insane. It was, listen, we went 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago, yeah.
It was 2 years ago. It came up on my social media reminder.
Right.
But this year, they killed it. They had even more bands because we didn't get out of there till 12:30. It was a 4-hour concert.
Yeah.
Which was.
Like we said before in the previous episode and stuff like that. But I think now you find like there's a bar lounge on the east side. I think it's called the Yucca Bar or Yucca Bar. I'm not sure, actually the bar name, but it changes to a club. But when I talk about clubs, these were like if you talk about a club, I think about the Copa, which is still around.
It's still around. Actually, they do have events now.
Now they're kind of throwing some kind of freestyle events.
Yeah.
But back then, when you talked about a club, it was a club. Like there was nothing going on in that space. 1018, there was nothing going on in that space except for clubs on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe if there was a Monday holiday, and maybe Thursday.
Yeah.
That was it. Nothing else was going on. Where these places are kind of bars, restaurants. In fact, I remember in the 2000s, we went to one. It was called Cafe Society.
No, Cafe Society. Yes, which actually they filmed a movie there, Boomerang or something like that.
And that was a restaurant.
It was a restaurant
that flipped to a bar. Flipped to a club.
A club. They would move all the tables. It was like an upscale.
It was
very
because it had
these
light
columns,
up. Yeah, it was
yes.
really. And
it
then
was and listen, I know we're being nostalgic. We are.
We're Gen X.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it.
You know, clubs were like the thing. You know, nowadays lounges, yeah, it's cool. You know, you get to eat there. But clubs back then, they didn't even have food there.
No, there was no
You
food.
went there. You got your drink on.
Yeah. That's why you ate.
If you had the money, you got
Get the
table service,
VIP
but
service.
service.
There was no food. It's just
no food.
It's still alcohol.
Yes. Then years down the road, then they came in with these clubs that started serving that were kind of restaurants. Like what was that club that I used to go to in Queens? And
gosh, I can't think of the name. I know it was
Jimmy's Bronx Cafe.
Yeah, Jimmy's Bronx Cafe owned them.
Yes.
But I don't recall the name. But that was so. I want to say that was a restaurant club.
Yes.
The last club I want to say we went to
China Club.
was that's right, the China Club.
I have evidence. We have a photo.
The China Club. That was still a true club.
Yes, it was.
And that was multi-floored.
Yes.
Open roof.
Epic. We went one time for your birthday.
Yeah.
Which was so cool. I mean, listen, like we say, we club. We used to club.
Yeah.
We date, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's how you keep it fresh.
Yeah.
But back then, we went clubbing together. Yeah. You know, we went to
clubs. How about this one? So in the China Club,
I remember that.
we sat at the table and there was a bunch of guys and the girls. For some reason, we all just didn't sit together. So think of this as a long table. 3 or 4 of us over here. And the females are over there. And for some reason, 2 or 3 guys were in the middle. And we're sitting, we're talking.
I was oblivious. I was with my girlfriend. I wasn't.
And, you know, back then, I mean, they still do. Everybody's dressed, you know, killer, dressed to impress. Mm-hmm. So the guy is like, yeah, she looks hot. She looks really good. I think you had a Brazil halter top. And he was like, yeah, I got to, you know, maybe I'm going to ask her. And I was like, I think they're talking about my girl, man. My wife. He was like, what? I said, yeah. I said, yo, my man. He's like, what? I said, that's my wife over there. He's like, that's your wife? I said, yeah, that's my wife. Babe! And she waves. He's like, oh, man, I'm sorry about that. I didn't know. I said, it's all right. I said, I don't even know why we're not even sitting all together. It just kind of happened that way. They sat over there. We sat over here. But, you know, I mean, that was a club, you know what I'm saying? Either you would see a group of men go solo and a group of women go solo, and, you know,
or couples.
Or you could have couples and stuff like that, yeah. So
but I do remember that. It was hilarious. And I wasn't even dressed provocatively. I just had a halter top.
Yeah.
It was like a bohemian style halter top with these big turquoise earrings. I remember because I still have the earrings.
Yeah.
And I have a photo.
In fact, I used to call them J-Lo pants.
Yes. But I have a photo of us from that day. It actually says...
No, that's not that day. That's not that day.
That was another time.
That was another time. I know what your outfit you're talking about.
Yes.
I don't think there's a photo of that day because, yeah. So, again, we went many times.
We went out a lot.
We enjoyed ourselves, you know.
We still do.
And we still do.
Yeah. I mean, this is why we're so happy.
Yeah. You hear the stories of people breaking up and not being together, or people ask us right away, wow, 30 years, 35 years together. What's the secret? What's the recipe? We go out. We do. You know, we still go out to dance. We still go out to the concerts. You know, we're going down to Florida in a week and a half from now.
Yep.
So we'll definitely go enjoy that. Our youngest son is going there with us. We'll have a good time.
Hit up a place, with my nieces.
During the day, we'll definitely go out with him and have a great time and stuff like that. Go out to eat, and in the evening, find a spot to go to. Well, we'll probably know which one because actually...
We usually go bar hopping when we're down there with the girls. That's how we went to the...
Ybor City.
There's
a restaurant called the Copper Shaker. It's not about dancing, but it's a really... It's mid-20s kind of look.
Roaring 20s. The guys have like the
suspenders
or the vests.
You know, they've got really cool music, vibe music. The food is amazing.
Oh my gosh. They have these fresh pork rinds.
Yeah.
And they come out crackling still when they bring them to the table.
They do. But again, we do it per budget wise. So for these past couple of weeks, except for the concert, because it was already purchased.
We didn't even spend anything for the concert.
No, but I'm just saying that was pre-purchased. We haven't gone anywhere in these past couple of weeks because we know we're going to Florida.
Yes.
So that's probably, again, I reinforce it is, budget, because I know people.
We're home.
Yeah, we're still home.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no reason. We're going to Florida. You know what I'm saying? So why I'm not spending the money when I'm gonna spend it down there.
Yep.
But it is amazing. Now, I wish they bring back some clubs. I know there was a club called Culture Club back then.
Yes.
That was still around in the 2000s.
I mean, there's clubs, but they're like you have to go to Atlantic City.
Yeah.
You know, like
Right.
when we go to Atlantic
It's
City,
not like it was
clubs,
in New York
but
City.
it's not-
Yeah.
they're not like how they used to be. I wish they would bring them back because music makes you happy.
Yeah.
Music makes you when you dance, you're happy. You know, it just it livens you up. And I think if they brought clubs back, you know, in kind of an aspect,
Sure.
I think it would.
I would definitely, if I was to hit lotto, I would definitely open up an 80s club again.
Oh my gosh!
Just playing freestyle music. There'd be nights where it's hip hop and house, or even some British pop style and stuff like that.
That'd be amazing.
I would definitely. I mean, I could not see why you would not do it because just there's so many again,
Genres
whatever,
like that.
yeah, whatever age you're looking at this, but there's so many Gen Xers, even the older ones that were doing it when we were younger, going to the clubs, that would just be like, oh my god, I gotta go visit that, I gotta go check that out, and it would just be like this cool crowd of everybody, and then for even the younger people, for the ones that like our kids, excuse me, we go like, hey, you know, just bring them. Like my daughter is 30 something, she would just come because she knows the music. Her nieces, they know the music because of us. They know the freestyle, they know the house, they know the British pop, and even in the games, my son knows some of those songs.
They play them on there.
Yeah, in Fortnite, was that Rick Astley?
Yeah, never
Whenever
gonna give you
up.
up.
Yeah, he knows the words because it's embedded in the games.
In the car and he's like, I know this song. So I'm like, you know this song? I'm like, you don't know this song. He goes, they play this on my game. I'm like, so I had to ask him. I'm like, they play music? He goes, yeah, they play some of our 80s music on there.
Yeah,
like,
they do. I played it, and now I've heard it already a couple of times. And then you have the dance moves where he's doing this in the 80s video, and a Fortnite character could do. So it's so embedded in the culture, and now we're living where the 80s style of dressing, yes. But right now, I think it's not even a 80s; it's a mishmash of everything. Yeah,
because denim is back. Baggy jeans are back from like the 80s and 90s.
When are we going to dress up like Tron? When are we going to dress up like Tron?
I don't know.
I always say that. I think the Tron look is, if you've watched the movies, I would do that also.
Cool too, but
with the whole light, I guess you could do it now because LEDs everywhere. We got the Govee, but I don't know. I would think the Tron look would be like killer.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah, you know.
But listen, I wish I had saved some of my clothes because door knockers are back. I mean, they're back.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what's funny? We did one time. We went. We were in Paterson, New Jersey.
Oh man, and I felt so bad. I made fun of a girl, but the girl,
and,
you know what? She knew the shit was coming back.
And she was dressed like she was like someone picked her up.
90s.
Someone picked up late 80s, 90s, and just brought her into that time period. Her
yeah, the door knocker.
They were huge.
Her name on them.
Yeah, everything was just like, we were like, wow, that's
Yeah, I looked. I was like, what? And this was a few years back. This is like
8, 9 years, almost. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is almost like 10 years ago, babe. This is like maybe 9 to 8.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa. Now she knew something. Because listen, I wish I had saved some of my gear because I had some killer gear back then.
Yeah.
You know.
I like I said, I think they should bring back certain clubs. Even if they do it maybe in areas like, you know, Atlantic City or like Ybor City, you know, lower parts of Tampa. Because freestyle's huge out there. A lot of the...
It's huge in Miami.
Well, a lot of the artists...
Live in Florida.
Live in Florida now. They made their money and they moved to Florida. Now, of course, they're making money again because they're doing all these events.
Yes.
I mean, if you look at Cynthia, Coro, and George Lamont, they're probably doing at least 3 events a month. For a good 8-10 months. Yeah, for a good 8 to 10 months out of the year.
Oh, P.S. I got to meet Cynthia. We went backstage.
I think you said that in the previous episode, though, right?
No.
No?
Ooh, no.
Oh, okay. My bad.
We got to meet Cynthia. We went backstage.
Yeah.
So, and she's so sweet.
Oh, that's right. So you're right. The episode was before we were heading out. And right. My bad.
So yes, we got to meet her. Really nice person. Yeah, and we got to meet C-Bank because our friend Vivian.
Actually, we told her they kind of brought it up. We're going on the freestyle cruise, so she kind of brought it up like, oh my god, well, you know, tell me your names, and you know, this way she'll look out for it and stuff like that. And her husband thought he
He met you before.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he said he met me before, but then I think he meant like, hey, didn't I give you a flyer? And it didn't hit me until we're driving home. And she's like, hey, there's a flyer on your car. And for some reason, right there, just like a lightning bolt. Yeah. And I said, that's what it was. You know, going into the event, they're handing out flyers for events.
For future events, yeah.
And she already grabbed it. So when the person reached over to me, I said, I'm with her. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason for me to grab duplicates. So I think that's what it was.
And he has a very...
My wife says it all the time. I have this face where people don't...
People remember him.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll go one place one time. And when we go back, they won't say hi to me. They'll be like, hey, how you doing? What's up? And I'm like, we've only been there one other time.
We go to this restaurant. What's the place in the Bronx? Havana?
Yes.
Bronx Havana?
Bronx
No.
Havana.
Is it Bronx Havana?
Yes.
Is that the name?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not, and I guess also because I'm short. Let's be real. Again, I've said it. You know, I'm 5 foot. So the guy, I don't know if he is like the host or the manager running it or whatever. He's probably maybe 2 or 3 inches taller. And every time, hey, what's going on?
Every time they see him.
And it's like, I go there probably maybe twice, maybe
like
3 times a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Much. Yeah, twice. I'm going to say twice. That's it.
Yeah.
But when I go, if he's there, he's like, hey, what's going on? How's everything?
Hey, what's up,
and
bro?
I just go, hey, how's everything with you? Yeah, everything's good. It's good. You guys, yeah, we're going to eat, you know?
All the time. I bet you when we go back down to Florida and you go down to the Copper Shaker, they're going to know who you were.
I guess, yeah.
That's what I said. When we get on the cruise in January, they'll remember him. They'll remember him before they remember me. And her and I have the same name, but I know they will remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Always happens. Always happens.
Listen, I could talk.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, as I say, I could talk about times where we've gone to restaurants and they're checking you out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure, you know, that was that other.
Checking me out and remembering you is 2 different things. I get checked out all the time.
They remember her because we went to the restaurant and we had your sister and her man at that time coming to the restaurant, and I went in there. It was the host.
Oh, that was the one and the only time that.
And there's probably others. And he was like, you know, we had reservations for 8:00 at night, or maybe whatever it was. And I said, hey, we're here, but we got a table for 4. The other 2 are running late. Hey, how you doing? How's everything? Come, don't worry about it. I sit you down. And I'm still at the doorway, like, yeah, we're gonna, oh shit, we're already going in. Excuse my language. And that was it. We're going in. And that was it. So, you know, it happens to you a couple of times. It does.
Not all the time. Only that place that
happens.
But
yeah, I think, going back to the freestyle music, I think we talked about this where I bartended for my cousin's event.
Yes.
And first time I ever bartended. I could make some drinks, of course, but, you know, people thought, because we were having this conversation of 80s and freestyle and Palladium and 1018. I'm like, oh yeah, the Raptors up in the Palladium. You know what was going on up there. And she was like, oh yeah. And 1018 down by the west side. And, you know, everybody was feeling it. They knew the conversation. They'd been there. And I'm making drinks, rubbing coke, and people would come in. And I would know, like, when the music was over, I would be like, rubbing coke, getting it ready. And now, granted, I would go out in the dance floor also. But I was, you know, helping my cousin out bartending for his event with his brother. And at the end, I think I said this before in another video. So how much, for your service? I was like, service? I was like, yeah, I'd like to rent you out as a bartender. And I was like, hey, I'm not a bartender. I'm Lorenzo's cousin. They're like, what? Oh my God, I thought you were a bartender and you were talking with, I was there. I went to the freestyle events. I went to the to the clubs. Yeah. But, we were just having a conversation, like a normal conversation. And I'm making drinks. But she thought I was literally.
You were a service.
I was a bartender, but, she just, the whole package going on and stuff like that.
Actually, one time also we went to a concert.
Oh, yeah.
They thought he was part of the act.
They thought I was part of TKA, baby.
Because
yeah.
They had that, I don't know, follow TKA.
That day, that event.
They didn't wear jackets.
I was going to say, they had white shirts with a black vest. That's what it was.
Yep.
Which, now they don't really do that anymore. They're more jackets. Of, you know what it was? That was over 10 years ago, that event. So nobody knew 80s style wasn't really there. Right. Yes. So they were just dressing the style of the style.
Yes.
But doing the freestyle music.
Yes.
And I happened to have the white shirt and a black vest. So some girl stopped me. She's like, hey, I was like, yeah. She was like, you're part of
Are you part of the act?
the part of the act. I was like, part of that. She's like, no, I'm not part of the
He didn't
act.
know what they were talking about
Yeah.
until they hit the stage, and he goes,
Yeah,
he looks down, and he looks at them, and he goes, oh, I get it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
hilarious. Listen, so we also had another episode happen at that.
Oh, here we go. I
So-
don't even know how we got into this conversation.
Because we go clubbing and we go to concerts.
Yeah.
So
I took a hit.
we're at the concert, and there's these older ladies behind us, and the concert is going on.
I thought somebody went for my wallet. That's what it was. I went like, typical reaction, like, oh, okay, So we're getting into the music. We're all standing. The music it's a freestyle concert, So I felt like a graph. I was like, what the?
Mind you, during the whole concert, the ladies are like, "Hey, how's it going?" And they're like being nice and
Right.
everything. I didn't know that they kept grabbing him
So
behind.
then I really felt it, right? And I think she took her finger and just kind of went up between the cheeks. So I leaned over to it. I go, hey, Sydney. I said, listen, I just wanted to let you know, don't
Don't
overreact.
start anything.
Because, what they're going to do is they're going to not throw them out, they're going to throw all of us out, and you're going to miss the concert. So
I had to keep my Bronx mouth
I
shut.
got to go, I'm going to take the hit for us because I'm getting, felt
He was
up.
getting felt up and grabbed by these older
But they
ladies
wanted to take a
behind us.
photo with me. They wanted me to dance in the aisle with them. Remember? I was
Yeah,
like,
these ladies were a hot mess. Now, when I say a hot mess, after the concert,
we saw them later on.
we
at
saw them later
Tropicana.
on at a different casino.
Yeah.
They were like drop dead drunk, falling down
Yeah.
the escalator.
Because
It was
at that
hilarious.
event, even at the freestyle we were, they served alcohol, but they must have been just drinking through the
Yeah,
whole.
they were rallying back.
What's that?
They
Pre-game.
pre-gamed, and then they drank.
They
during
drank at the
show.
event, at the concert. So by the time we're at the Tropicana, having a great time, now we're,
After the show, yeah.
we're enjoying dinner or whatever it is, Wild
we
Willie's.
were at Tango's. We were at
Okay.
Tango's having
Yes.
cocktails.
Yes.
And
They showed up.
they're like coming down the escalator, and you go, "Oh my God, it's the Gropers."
Yeah.
He called them Gropers. He
Yeah.
goes, "Hey, it's the Gropers."
Yeah.
So I looked, and these ladies. I mean, this was a while back.
So they had to be about 7 to 10 years older than us.
Yes, and,
And not everybody ages well. So, when I think about it now, they weren't aging well, or they were just really a hot mess.
They were a hot mess.
Yeah, sweat, the alcohol. I don't know, but
my
listen,
God,
I
it was
took
so
a hit.
funny.
I took a hit
He did take a hit.
because they would just go like this.
Yeah.
You, everybody out, and that's it. And
Yeah.
you miss half the concert.
Yeah, I know. He took a hit.
That's right.
And I kept my mouth shut. I didn't go Bronx on anybody. I was a good girl. But so back to the conversation. I think they should bring clubs back.
Absolutely.
I
I mean, it's great that you can go to these events.
Yeah.
I mean, you see them all the time now.
A lot of these restaurants, they even do brunches.
Well,
Like you're at a club.
So Blue Arrow, he's coming with no.
I saw that. He's coming with Suave.
Yeah, which he doesn't have a lot of music,
He's
but
okay.
he has
He
one
was
or two.
actually at the concert.
Yeah.
I saw him up on stage.
Yeah,
He
we
didn't
did.
sing,
He
but
didn't sing.
was there to
No,
support his
because
friends.
remember he was performing at the restaurant.
Oh, yes, that's right. They had an after party.
So they had an after party, and even what was this, Al Salvatore?
Yeah, Al Salvatore.
Yeah, he goes. For those that want to know, we're gonna be at Made in PR in the
Yes.
Bronx. Made in PR. Meet us up there. Even
a
though
small place.
he said it, even though it's kind of small, we can't fit everybody. And I don't know how it's gonna work. And I told Cindy, if you want to go, you just gotta leave now.
We gotta leave now. I was like, yeah, I'm not missing my show.
But I think a lot of people left because when we turned around, that crowd was
A
gone.
lot of people were
Yeah.
gone. Yeah.
So he performed there.
Oh, that's what it was.
He
Yeah, 'cause
performed
he looked
there.
like he was ready to perform.
Yeah,
but
he
didn't.
performed there. That's what it
Yeah.
was. It said it. He was performing there. And now he's going to perform at Blue Arrow with Frankie
With
Cutlass.
Frankie Cutlass, which
Yeah.
we follow also on social media, and
Yep.
he's pretty cool.
Yep.
Because he plays.
And you took a photo with him at the last event.
Yes, I took a photo of Frankie Cutlass.
Yeah.
He is a sweet person. He can rant a little on social media.
Yeah.
He's a
So
little,
everybody rants.
he's honest. He
Yeah.
doesn't sugarcoat things. Sometimes I think he's a little too honest.
It's from the Bronx.
But he's from the Bronx, so he speaks his mind. But he's
But-
cool people, and he's an amazing DJ.
Yeah, so the weekend's coming up. We'll have our next episode, and I think the way we'll do it is, and make sure, force me to do it, is to throw some of those photos at the end of the episode.
Yes.
So whatever topic we're going to talk about, hopefully we'll maybe keep in that same genre of freestyle and clubbing, But then we'll throw those photos on it.
Maybe talk about a little bit R&B. I'm into my R&B also. I've been killing it lately with my R&B.
Yeah.
I think my kid is ready to choke me because every morning I work out to R&B.
You could try something else.
No, I'm on an R&B kick right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like in my Keisha Cole and my...
You could try some of my music scores. Nah, that doesn't work.
No. I gotta stick to my.
I remember when I used to listen to a
Cole
lot
and,
of trance electric music. That was a big
I
thing.
was telling one of my friends that because she works out to techno.
Yeah, big
And
techno
I told her
fan.
you're a big techno.
At the
She
time,
was
I
like,
was. Yeah.
You don't look like a techno person.
Yeah.
You're a
It's
techno
big
person.
Never went to a rave, but you know, I've heard it all the
Sean's been
time.
to a rave.
Yeah. So anyway, I think this is it.
Yep.
So see you out there in the next episode. Take care. Stay
Follow
safe.
us.
Follow us. Subscribe.
Like, subscribe. Stay
Share it.
healthy.
Help us grow the channel. I know we're over 30 episodes. We got about 5 subscribers, so it's getting there. It's moving. It's moving.
You know, spread the word, people. Look, we're Gen X parents.
We're the Gen X parents that are cool, and you know
we think we're cool.
Yeah, a lot of people think we're cool.
I know.
And we relate to
everything,
even because we have younger, family.
We relate to everything.
Yeah, we have younger family that wants to hang out with us because we're so cool. They can't wait for us to go down to Florida. So
people keep it real and follow.
All right, take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.